Thank you for joining today's Land Investing 101 Day 2 series. Yesterday we discussed what are APNs. Today we are focusing on understanding where do the APNs come from. Many times buyer end up buying paper lots which are existing on paper but haven't been physically present. There's a lot of ambiguity, but in order for us to understand you're buying the right parcel, we need to be very much sure and understand how are these born in the first place. Let's dive into the presentation which we have for you and let's understand how does and where do APNs come from. As you guys can see my screen, uh, there's always been a mystery. Who assigns the number? Is it the governor who does it? Does the federal government do it? Who is the person behind it? No, it happens in the basement of the county courthouse. And you'll be like, Harpreet, are you serious? I'm like, yes. Surprisingly, that is the reality of how these APNs are banned. So, on the 30-day roadmap which we have, the first week I am focusing on for now is identification. We are here. How are APNs born? Where are they coming from? What do they mean? And then we'll progress down the next 3 weeks where you'll get more well versed with the GIS. What are the technologies that you can use when you're doing your own due diligence? What are the zoning laws? Can you build on it? Uh, we are focusing primarily in two major counties here in Florida, which is the Putnam County and the Washington County. That is the idea for this 30-day roadmap. You can definitely replicate in different states, but what I need to tell you guys is each state is a little bit different. Each county has their own quirks. So we need to make sure if you have any questions for the other counties as well, just put in the chat option and I'll make sure I'll answer you all the questions or concerns. If you're seeing this live after it has been streamed, no problem. All you have to do is put it in the comment section, and we'll make sure I'm able to answer all of these as well. Let's understand the goal of today is to understand the system behind the dirt. It all starts in the beginning. Uh, what you see is your current weekend getaway. The plot which you guys are going was back in time a 640-acre section. All land starts as a massive 1 by 1 mile square before it was sliced into, I would say, 1,000 lots. So it all starts by a 640-acre section, which is just called a Section 24 as of now. So the developers often come across a problem is like, how do you sell these 640 acres to 1,000 different individuals? That is where the process of platting comes in. It's like you have to slice a cake into 1,000 different pieces. And once that is done, you will have your own weekend getaway. This process is called platting. And what we're trying to understand is who does it. Firstly, platting cannot be done by us. It has to be done through a licensed surveyor, which we'll cover down it. But the major three kings that I call who are responsible to making sure you have the correct APN, your taxes are corrected correctly. There are three people or three specific divisions which are responsible for it. I call it the county trinity, the three kings. To create a parcel, three different government offices must agree. If one is missing, the parcel doesn't exist. That is the ground reality. Please always check you are whenever you're buying a piece of land that this parcel exists in all the three systems, which I'll discuss later. The first one, clerk of court. What is the clerk of court? Let's say he's the librarian. Role, what it does is just records the deed. What do they care about is the history and ownership. They do not assign any values, they don't create maps. So let's say this is just the record keeping of your parcel. Since the day it was born until the day of today, you just want to make sure that the survivorship and there is a clean flow of ownership. And that's what the clerk of court does for you. So easy to understand. There is a librarian, which I call the clerk of court. All they do is record the deed. What they care about is only the history and ownership, and they do not assign any values or create maps. Second person who we work closely with is always the property appraiser. I call them the artists. What do these what does this artist do? Just like drawing, this specific artist draws the maps and sets the values. What do they care about is identifying the land so it can be taxed. At the end of the day, this is the ground reality. Once the piece of parcel is born and you are living on it, there has to be a mechanism for the government to understand how do you pay your taxes. In order, that helps the county grow. It gives you the electricity access if that's what you're looking for. If you want county based roads, paved, unpaved, all of this comes through the property appraiser. So what power do they have? They are the ones who will create your APN. And what is an APN? As we discussed in yesterday's podcast, the link is going to be below. Is APN just is your parcel social security number. It is a unique identification number that is very specific to your parcel. And that is one of those checks that you always need to do, is to make sure the APN and the boundaries match and coexist. So then comes the third part, the tax collector. I call him the banker. What does the banker do? It collects the money. What do they care about? Is getting paid. They do not generate your APNs. But if there is no APN, there is no bill, there is no revenue. So this is how all three trinities work in conjunction. There is a librarian, there is an artist, and there is a banker. All three work together for the parcel to be existing in the first place. So again, recapping it, the workflow. Developer, like let's say I'm a developer, I want this 640-acre piece of land, and then I'm gonna do is submit it to the clerk, and the clerk will record it. The clerk will then send it to the appraiser. Appraiser will draw it. Once the appraiser sends it to the collector, collector bills it. So it's a very seamless process. You have to submit the map. The clerk will record it. The clerk is gonna then send it to the appraiser. Then the appraiser is gonna draw it exactly how I want to split that 640 acres we're discussing. And then the appraiser will gonna send to collector. And if there are like 10 different parcels in that 640 acre, then 10 different bills will be sent over to their respective owners. So while we were discussing it, is a very important concept, the plat book. I call it the birth certificate. So when a subdivision is born, it gets its own plat book and a page number. This is a permanent legal reference for that neighborhood. So each area, let's say Interlaken, is going to have the plat book and the page number. Inside that, they'll have specific parcels. Each parcel is going to have their own, what's the right way, chain of deeds or ownership, and that helps the county understand who's the current owner, and then they can send you the bill. Reading the deed. So many times you will see this in very specific, as you're seeing on the screen. If you see PB4 PG29, do not get confused. It's just a legal description. What it is saying is it means plat book 4 page 29. This is exact page where the map was drawn. So let's say this is like a big book, and on that page and on that book in specific for that specific Interlaken county is where this is sitting. So who draws it? As I was talking earlier and explaining you guys, it's the surveyor. The appraisers don't guess. They rely on a licensed surveyor who physically staked the land 50 years ago. So many a times we always tell our buyers, even though everything has been surveyed by the county, when you're trying to draw a fence, you're trying to clean the lawn or clear it out, you will need to get the survey done. That is a most important thing, because the last thing you want to do is end up mowing your neighbor's lawn or cutting their trees, which weren't yours in the first place. And trust me, it has happened. With some of our buyers in the past. So the first line of thing is to get a survey done. Again, these vary county by county, but there are a lot of surveyors that will help you exactly draw what your parcel looks like, even though it's been done before. And that helps you make informed choices on your land. So the moment of creating an APN is born. Once the plat is recorded, the appraiser assigns it an 18-digit code. Unit, block, lot. Now the land has a social security number. This is exactly what we were discussing in yesterday's podcast. How and where does each and every code mean? So the unit, block, and lot gets assigned to your APN, and that is now your unique social security for that APN. Okay. Another, many a times buyers get confused when they're subdividing their lots into, let's say, five different lots, and they are unable to verify ownership. This is where the lag happens. This is where investors always think they've lost money. The clerk will record it instantly, but the appraiser who's going to send a survey is going to map it very slowly. And how do you then verify it? There are usually an instrument number that needs to be checked, and that will help you understand and make sure that the appraiser has mapped it or not. But there is a lag, which has always been the danger zone, and we always tell the buyers to not get panicked. Firstly, most of the lots which we're selling have it mapped. We know where the lot is sitting, but this is a one-off scenario where you're, let's say, subdividing the lot and you need it to be mapped and you need it to show in the county records. That's where you'll see a lag happening. How much is the lag now? It could go up till 6 months. You can buy a lot today, but the map might not show you as the owner for the 6 months. So always trust the deed, not the map. That's what I say. uh, Maps might take a while for it to come to a point where they reflect the right ownership. But if the deed has been recorded in your name and the county can see it, that is a good starting point. They always have an instrument number which you can always leverage, and that is going to make sure you have more ideas on how long it's going to take and where do you stand. Okay, I'm going to go into the live demo later. Let's for you to understand how the plat book and the page look like, and we need to find that specific APN. Let's dive in. So we are in the county appraiser's website. You will a lot of times see these lots out there. All I'm trying to do is property appraiser lookup. So this is where we technically see the section, township, range, subdivision, block, and lot. This is how the parcels are divided. Uh, what I'm trying to focus on today here is, just out of curiosity, we are at the Putnam County Appraiser's website. Let's say if this is the lot which we have, and we want to understand who owns what. Well, this is the subdivision I was talking about. More on the actual implementation part of it. Let's go a bit closer, and you will see a lot of this parcel identification number. That's our APN. Again, a lot of legal description out here. And having said that, what you need to do is when you click on this specific link, it will always tell you which section it is on, what is the unit number, what is the book page number, the plat number, the block, the lot. And this is what you always need to verify, that is the appraiser's website and the way it has been recorded are the same. And once those two details match, that gives you a very good starting point for you to understand how it goes with the parcel in specific. Let's go back. So just to recap, what we did is pretty much straightforward. Is we understand that land always starts as a section. Sections go through a process of dividing it, and which is called platting. Plat maps usually are like broken pieces of like a cake. And then once the developer has given different of these slices, appraiser is going to go and create APNs that are generating taxes. So it's a pretty much a straightforward process, but you as a buyer understand the whole process, helps you be much more aware, and then you're like 99% better than most of the realtors out there, uh, with so much of knowledge going in. The whole idea for us is to educate you so you can always make an informed choice. Pop quiz. Who collects the money? Is it the clerk? Is it the appraiser or the tax collector? If you guys know the answer, type it in the chat. We will make sure we discuss this tomorrow in the third day. And I'm going to come back to this question. Okay. A quick takeaway homework for you guys if you're watching. Um, Go to the listing, find the plat book and the page legal description, just Google it. That way you'll understand on the Putnam County's appraiser website for any parcel you want to buy, how does it work out there. It is just one of our smart ways of always verifying, and the idea is to educate you. Um, as you guys can see on the screen as well, tomorrow we'll be discussing the parcel versus lot versus tract, just to understand the basic difference between all of these. Um, when it comes to seeing and verifying the parcels and APNs, the property I want to showcase you guys today is going to be on our website. It is founderslandgroup.com. As of today, we have two available lots, one in Washington County and the other one is in Putnam County. I'm highlighting the one in Putnam County in specific just for the optionality and the pricing of it. It is a stealer deal. The purchase price is $6,995. As you guys can see, the APN, county, subdivision, and the street, plus the size, it's a 0.22 acre lot. We make sure that all of these details come in very handy for you so you can make an informed choice, especially for our out of state buyers who don't have access and could not fly with their busy schedule. What we've done is we've created a 3D space out here, and it helps you take a virtual tour of the map of the property. That way, you just have to click on it, and then you will see how it looks on the outside, what kind of road it is. This is my contact number, 347-842-7247. Just give me a call if you guys want to discuss more. But this specific feature helps you navigate inside the lot, and you understand how and where you can put in, let's say, your tent, or you want to camp, if you want to build on it, and it just helps you make an informed choice. The other thing we also offer is the land ID. It's just one of our due diligence softwares, which we'll be discussing a lot in these upcoming podcasts and how you can leverage it. But just a quick glance helps you understand if it's in a floodplain. Does it have any railroads? Is there any surface water transmission lines? Um, we'll talk more about these, but these are at your disposable. Uh, at your disposal just for your due diligence. The document processing fee is 495. That's just your way of securing the property. But again, even before jumping into it, if you guys want to reach out to us, you can always book a video call with us, Founders Land Group. We do have a Calendly. All you have to do is select a date and time. We work 9 through 9, and we are always happy to answer all the questions. You can always sign up here, and then we can take it from there. Um, Also, it was we've at times brought in another feature. It's called Hold Your Property feature. If you want to go and do your due diligence, this is for our in-state buyers. For the next 48 hours, you can hold either of our lots here and initiate a 48-hour hold. What it does is it brings this property out of the market just for you guys, so you can go and review it. Um, and all of this fee then goes carried over to the doc fee. It's just one of the features. If you want to buy a property in specific and you think you need to watch it, and we understand, and we're just making it easier for you all to buy as easily as possible. Again, thank you for joining, and I'm glad we were able to showcase like the parcel in specific. The whole idea of this 101 series is to walk you guys through the fundamentals of buying land. We will be doing a lot of these. So if any questions, concerns, feel free to reach out to us. As showed earlier, there are multiple ways. If you want to reach out to us directly. You can scan the barcode on the screen. This is just going to bring you to our main website, and then from there you can either browse our inventory or reach out to us. Either ways, always happy to answer questions, and I see you guys tomorrow. This is Harpreet from Founders Lion Group, and once again, thank you for joining this stream.